Hi, everyone, and thank you to Thursday Night Live. We are going to be talking so much about how to amplify your luck, how to amplify positive energy, and kind of maybe even some positive thoughts as well. So, as everybody's jumping on, if you have a question, if you want to just stop in and say hi and tell me that you're here, I'd love to hear that. But I've also got two of my students in the house with me, and they may be adding a few questions to the mix as well. Um, Okay. Okay. Apparently, Instagram is being a little temperamental tonight and having some issues with it. Okay, looks fine. Okay. So, if you want to know how to amplify your luck in your house, one of the things that's really important, and I know some people live in apartments, there are some ones that are only for a house, like painting the front door. You can't always paint your front door in an apartment, but there are a lot of things that you can amplify your energy with. So that is one of the best things to do, is amplifying your energy, especially when you're trying to draw something into you. When you're trying to draw something into you, it's not like you can't make mistakes, but you want to make them very slight, or you want to put them kind of like they're not going to bother you as anything. And if an obstacle comes up, make sure you're moving it out of your way. Don't let that obstacle stand in your way of what you really, really want to bring into your life. So we're going to start with kind of like a couple of things that you can add to your home decor that would amplify your luck and amplify good energy as well. So the first one is like fresh flowers. Fresh flowers are a really good, healthy energy to have around. I would say not only are they beautiful, but it's all about kind of like bringing things in and that emerging energy in your house. They can also be very welcoming. They grow, even if they've been cut, they're still growing. You've got the essence of money in the green of it. So it's essentially kind of growing your money. Make sure that you don't have anything that has a lot of thorns on it. If you have roses, make sure that you cut the thorns off, because in Chinese philosophy or kind of feng shui, the thorns can hold on to things, and you don't want it to hold on to negative energy. So you want to make sure you're amplifying that. The next thing I would be telling you about is kind of like houseplants, and houseplants can be really great. Now, I would definitely follow feng shui in like where you put the houseplants. You want to make sure that the leaves are round, so it's going to amplify or circulate the positive energy in that area. But like even though like ivies don't really have like a perfectly round leaf, it does have a round leaf in the shape of a heart, so that's great. So any of those that have that positive energy flow around it, and put them in several different places. Follow feng shui and put them in areas that you want to amplify, like your wealth and prosperity corner, maybe your fame corner, maybe your family help and assistance or travel. Wherever you want to amplify that, that's where you want to put that positive energy. The next thing that you can do in anybody's house is burn incense. Incense is something that I absolutely love. If you've seen any of my videos, I light an incense all the time. I've always got incense going, because incense kind of like really brings in positive energy and can really create a very cozy atmosphere. It's a great soft light. It can also amplify and bless your home, and it can also shower you with good luck if you've got the right energy in there. Let's see. The next one is hanging a horseshoe. Now, there is some philosophy differently. So sometimes they'll tell you to do it with the open part up, because they want it to be filled up with luck. And then sometimes they do it down so that the horseshoe is always showering you with love and abundance. It's whichever way you want it to be. So it can be either way. There is no right or wrong. It's how you think about the horseshoe. So the horseshoe is all about bringing in good fortune. If you think about just even 100 years ago, people loved to have horses because it could mean that you could get around town, you could move things easily. kind of like nothing really bad ever happens with horse kind of thing. It's like it's got a great positivity, and a lot of people put them over their front door to kind of bring in that good fortune. Every time you open up that door, it's kind of re-amplifying that energy one more time. The next one we're going to be talking about. Hey, Miss Gigi. Miss Gigi's online. Miss Gigi's online. Okay, Miss Gigi, because I got some friends of yours in the house. Let's see. Let's talk about elephants. Elephants have a charm about them. They are widely known to be to bring good luck. I mean, one of those, like if you just watch an elephant, they're just absolutely magnificent. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I always think of them, ever since I found this out when I was a kid, that they literally walk on their toes. As big as that animal is, they are walking on the tips of their toes like ballerinas. Like, oh my gosh, they are so graceful. They have, hi Sandra, they have a lot of wisdom and a lot of strength. They really are truly like gentle giants in so many different ways. They care for their families. They're very family oriented. Even the females, if they haven't given birth to one, they're very like, they're always like the caretaker of the other children. So they're always kind of like this family oriented energy, constantly monitoring where everybody is. Now, of course, they let mama take over when necessary, but they're kind of like the helpers of kind of amplifying this energy, which can be great not only for the family dynamics, because you're getting to know other people, other family members, and that sort of thing. So it can be really amplifying. Okay. I thought someone had a question. So my next... Great stuff. The great stuff. Okay. The next one is declutter. Anything where you have stacks of old, stale energy. If you're working on it, hey, Catherine, how are you doing? Whenever you have stacks of old things that you have to take care of, make sure that you're working through them with ease and you're not, hi, Albert, you're not kind of like letting it linger for too long. You want to keep it at a, like, you know, hey, maybe I'm not working on it today, but I'm going to work on it tomorrow and I'm going to work a little bit more. You can always be adding to that stack, but you don't want to have stacks for years in the same spot. Like this is the spot where I put all this. You want to make sure that you are amplifying that energy. So if there's old things in your house, think about like gifting that to someone else, how excited you were when you bought the item and gifting it to someone else. One of the other things that you can do is kind of like make sure that you don't have like old papers or old things that you really kind of like, I don't really know what else to do with it, then gift it away or let it go, because that old stale energy is going to keep you from being able to bring in something new or exciting into your house. Okay, so one of the things I was looking up today is kind of everybody talks about like having a good luck door. Kind of like if you look at feng shui, everybody says like, oh, your door has to be red or orange or these really bright, vibrant colors. So what I found is a little bit differently. So one of the numbers I was talking about is, okay, let's do the red door. If your door of your house is south facing, you would want to put red or orange on it. If it is north facing, you are going to put blue or black in that area. If it is west facing, you would put gray, white, or white in there. And then if it's east facing, it's going to be brown or green to bring in good luck. Now, I will tell you that if you live in an apartment, maybe you can't have that option to paint your door. But I will tell you that more often than not, you can put a wreath on that door. So you could put that color in your wreath every month. You could add different colors in there to amplify what you really want to bring in on that. And I will tell you that one of the wreaths I was looking at today had a little bitty plastic door that they had gotten at a resale shop or something like that. And they represented that was their door. And they literally glued that on their wreath first for their apartment. And then they decorated around it and just kind of added that as an accent. So kind of like on their front door, they had a little bitty front door on a wreath. And it was so cute. They decorated it up and it was really, really great. Ralph is saying he was 3 numbers away from winning the lottery. Ralph, why didn't you win the lottery? You could have Ralph, you could have won the lottery for us. Okay. I'd be so excited for you. I would be doing the happy dance for you, Ralph. You should have won the lottery. Next time you're going to win. Be positive. That's the other one. Be positive. Okay, so let's talk about turtles. Turtles have very positive energy, and it is an ancient kind of like saying that under the turtle shells, it carries power, peace, and love. So whenever you see a turtle, and this can be like a statue of a turtle, it can be, you know, some type of artwork or something like that. Having that near or around your front door is all about bringing that in, and you would want his little face or her little face facing your front door. So wherever they are, you want it facing your front door, bringing in that symbol of positive energy, bringing in this charm, and like I said, they're known for having wisdom, love, and wealth of knowledge. And so one of the things that I think is also really good is many places talked about like turtles having, because they're protective, their shell is protective, it also puts a protective energy around your front door. So having like a statue of one or an ornament of one really does that as well. And then turtles also show prosperity because they live so long. And this can be a turtle or a tortoise, whichever one you choose. And they have like a long life. So that's going to bring in a lot of prosperity. Yeah, Gigi saying, yes, Ralph, win. Ralph, you got to win. We want to know when you win, Ralph. We want to know. We want you to do the happy dance and enjoy it, because we want to see all about your lottery winning. We really do. Okay, next we're going to be talking about the Hamsa Hand. It is a symbol in Jewish history, culture, and their religion, and it's like a protective amulet, and you would put this near your front door. Now, I'm going to modify that a little bit more, because a lot of times people put it near their front door, but it's not the door they come in. So what is the door that's used 99% of the time when someone comes to your house? That's your front door. That's your energetic front door. So if it's not your front door on your front of your house, wherever that is, like for me, that would be like my garage door. Everybody comes in, all family comes in that way. So most people come in that direction. So I would have a Hamsa Hand, which I do in that area, because it's all about this protective and a lot of people wear them on as jewelry as well. So it's one of those, the Hamsa Hand is all about protection, and kind of like it's supposed to symbolize God's hand protecting your home. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay, next is the Greek evil eye. And in Greece, you'll see these everywhere, and you'll see them in jewelry. You'll see them in bracelets and necklaces, and you'll see them by front doors. And some of them are rather large. I've even seen them the size of like a dinner plate, like huge. And then I've seen like little bitty ones, depending on what size you've got. It is all about gathering negative or evil energy, and it holds onto it. Now, I will tell you that if you get enough evil energy in that and it doesn't get a chance to get it out, it will burst. I came home a couple of years ago, and I had a good size, probably 6-inch diameter at my back door, and it had burst. So be very careful with your evil eyes. But to me, I was like, yay, it burst instead of letting that negative energy into my house. Okay, the next thing that you can put in or around your front door, and you can even do this in your front gardens area as well. If you were in an apartment, maybe in your window seals or something like that by the front door, what I would say is using crystals. Now, you can use tons of different types of crystals. I would say that probably one of my favorites would be is just a regular quartz crystal. I would also do maybe like a rose quartz. You could also do like a bloodstone or a turquoise. You could also do a smoke quartz. All of these are like about love, bringing in happiness, bringing in prosperity, and bringing in good luck. It can also, kind of on a side note, kind of improve creativity. improve the peace in the home and peace in your mind as you go in and out. And it can also kind of alleviate kind of the stress in your soul. Like if you've been stressing out of stuff so much, it will kind of get into your soul as well. So this is kind of like really improving all of that energy. And it can also kind of alleviate stress that you bring in, like people that would come to your door or whatever else. It's kind of clearing out their energy as they would come in. Kind of one of the ones I'm not really truly a fan of, but some people are. This is wind chimes. One of the things I don't like when wind chimes make too much noise. I'm kind of an anti-noise on that part. But wind chimes can bring in very positive energy, especially the different tones. So you want to make sure that you get the right tone in there. So it's bringing in this super positive energy for you. It can be something that is really brings in prosperity, a lot of good luck, and having them in and around different places. Now, you can put it near your front door, but I also have a lake behind me. So I could have friends show up on the boat. I know. So I could end up with people on the boat and everything else. So I have a wind chime in the front and I have a wind chime in the back. Now, they don't make noise because I've actually put them in places so they don't make noise. Because like I said, I'm not into all the noise of the wind chime, but just having them there can really circulate that energy really, really well. And one of the things that I want to really do, and maybe I'll get a chance to show you guys, I want to make a wind chime out of crystals. Doesn't that sound like fun? Mm-hmm. Like wrapping it with wire and stuff like that and making a wind chime out of crystals and bringing that positive energy. Maybe not something that would make a whole lot of noise, but something that would move in the wind would be really, really positive. So any of those can be really, really well. And you can also do hang crystals out behind my house. I have a lot of hanging crystals, so that can bring in a lot of positive energy as well. So just knowing that energy can come in. Now, the next one is one that actually I've talked to one of my students in the classroom about. Okay. He may have something to say about this. Okay, you ready? It's pine cones. Pine cones, if you look at a pine cone, it's really all about like swirling up the energy. So pine cones are really great. It's a natural thing that you can have in your house. And it doesn't matter if it's teeny tiny or humongous. It does not matter. You want to make sure that whenever you do them in a bowl and the majority of them pointing up. So it's kind of amplifying that energy up. It is a pine cone can fill your home with like amplified energy. They keep working for months at a time. And then if you kind of feel like, oh, I feel like my pine cones are getting a little dirty, you can rinse them off, dry them off, and let them sit for a day or so and then put them back in there. So you kind of just rinsing off the dirt or debris. I would, after that myself, I would put a little sea salt on them to kind of make sure that they really are amped up as well and they don't collect any dust, putting them back often. And to me, it's like you can amplify that with almost any season because they're just like a natural thing to have around your house. Hi, Miss Kimberly. So this is really a fun one. Now, one of the ways that we can amplify our own good luck, our own personal, what we were talking about before is like personally kind of amping up your house or your dwelling or where you live. So the next one is kind of bringing in some positive things for you. So the first one is staying as positive as possible without lying. So if you're thinking, oh, I can say that I have $100,000 in the bank and your body's going, no, you don't. Your body's going to reject that. So you need to say something that is believable to you. So maybe that's starting out at, I have $5,000 in my bank account. I always have at minimum $5,000 in my bank account. And then when that becomes the norm, you can go to 6,000 or 7,000 or 20,000, whatever is the norm for you. Make sure you're not telling a lie though, because if your body starts to reject it, it's not going to go well. One of the things that I think is really important, because a lot of people kind of look at things in a very interesting way, and they're always thinking like, I always do it this way. Well, try a new approach. So that's my next one. Try a new approach. Don't go the same way you've always done it. Don't go the same way. And so many times, I love this definition of The definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect different results. Don't expect this, like if you're always dealing with someone this way and this is the way we always did, even if it doesn't work, let it go, move on, and try a different approach. If you change the way you're reacting to them, they're going to have to change the way they react back to you. So that is something amazing and positive, but always expect a new approach. Like, I've always done it this way, so let me try something different. I've always do this, so let me do something different. If y'all have any questions online or in the house, let me know. Did you have a question? Okay.
Yeah, Ruth, how do we incorporate the elephant into our homes like the turtle?
So how to incorporate the elephant into your home. Now, I've actually seen them in a couple of different places. I've seen them like made out of metal, so you could hang them up as kind of like a wind chime or a decoration at the front. But I would make sure that they're able to spin. Does it make sense? If there's something hanging, I would make sure that they're able to spin. Now, you can buy like little swivel things, saying at the bait and tackle place or whatever else, you can find things to make it spin. I would make sure that he's able to move around, because what were we talking about earlier when we were really talking about elephants? Elephants move. They're always in motion. They're always like moving to different areas. So if you tie up your little elephant and he can't move around, he's not going to be a happy elephant. We need to make him a happy elephant. So make sure that he's able to, if you've got him where he can move or hanging, that actually the last one I saw, it was like a Christmas ornament, I want to say. So that kind of is what I'm thinking about, is kind of like a little Christmas ornament. They able to chime up on a little chain or whatever else, but he had a swivel so he could kind of move around with the wind. So that would be something you could do. You could also find maybe a little statue of one and have an elephant near you. I mean, you can find little statues of elephants everywhere. So having one that like literally, and you want to make sure he has space to move. You don't want to put him in a teeny tiny little place. You want to make sure he has a little space to move around. They're big, so they need a little space. Okay, the next one is expect good things to happen. When you're always thinking like, oh my gosh, the bad thing's going to happen, or this is the next thing that's going to happen and I'm not going to be happy, or everything is good right now and everything is going to go bad eventually, you're expecting the bad to happen. Expect something good. Literally expect like, oh my gosh, I used to do it with my kids. We're little and everything else, the doorbell would ring, like, oh my gosh, it's Ed McMahon with my check. And I would run to the front door and my kids would be like, who's Ed McMahon? I don't even know who the man is. They loved that joke. They loved it so much because I was like always expecting something good to happen. I was never expecting someone to come to the door and be mean or evil or whatever else. Like I was expecting to kind of get that positive energy. No matter who comes to the door, like, wow, what are they bringing to me? Maybe it's someone, Ed McMahon sent someone else to give me my check. It doesn't matter. Expect positive. Expect that next fun, great thing to happen to you. Always expect it to happen. And I know bad things happen to people. I totally get that. But as soon as you can, like flip that back around and get that positive going, getting that positive energy. Because if you're always expecting negative and you keep getting negative, you just kind of keep expecting the same thing. So start expecting something positive. Expect someone to be positive around you and kind of pushing that energy over and over and over again. The more good things you're expecting, the more good things that will come your way. The other one is when you give to other people, good things come back to you. So kind of like if you do something nice for your neighbors, it will come back to you. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a big windy storm here in Houston, and my neighbor's trash can fell over and then slid down the street. So I picked it up and I rolled it back and I put it near their front gate so it wouldn't do that again. And when mine fell over last week, they did the same for me. So I was like, wow, here they are doing something sweet for me. I did something sweet for them. And now I didn't expect it, but I was like, someday they're going to do something really sweet for me. And boom, it happened. They even put it behind my gate. They opened up the gate and put it back there so it wouldn't fall over again, which was so sweet of them. So it's like, expect good things to happen and expect good people to pay you back for what's going on around you. One of the things that I hear so many times is I want so-and-so to change, or I want her to change her attitude, or I want him to change what he's doing, or I want him to do this. That's really easy, but the only person you can truly control is yourself. So if you're controlling how you interact with the world will change how you interact with you. If someone's always mean to you, just keep being sweet and nice and just expecting that they're going to be sweet and nice to you. I guarantee that will change. If you stop taking their fluff with it and going, I'm more than willing to help you, but I'm not willing to listen to you complain, boom. A lot of times they'll be like, oh, I didn't even realize I was complaining, because they didn't realize it. They're just always in that negative mindset. So flip it around. Make sure that you are bringing positive change to the world. And the only way you can do that is changing yourself, and changing how you react to the things around you is most important. My next one is kind of stay away from is, first off, stop complaining. It's never going to make your world easier. Now, you can always say, that wasn't so great, I'm expecting something good to come in next. That's flipping that energy right over. And the other one is keep away from energy vampires. Now, if you are around somebody and when they leave after you've talked to them for whatever time and you're like, oh my gosh, I need a nap, that is an energy vampire. Those are the people you want to limit the time you're around. Not that you need to be mean, but make sure that you're limiting the time around them. And then I would definitely go into cutting cords. So you're kind of clearing off that negative energy right away. That's what they're usually doing. They don't always realize it. Usually it's kind of like under their mindset of like, oh, I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the way it always is, or I always connect with their energy. And I would feel so positive when I'm around so-and-so, but when they leave, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. That's a negative energy vampire. So you want to make sure that you're cutting that right away. If y'all have any questions online or in the house, we're ready for it. Okay, we got one in the house. Go for it.
How do we amplify our energy in our health?
Amplify your energy in your health. I would say one of the best ways to do that is wear stones. It's going to pick up negative energy. Make sure that you're cleansing them and keeping them as clean as possible. And then make sure that you have several of them, because if you're really trying to keep your energy clean, I would wear one for one day and cleanse it, and then wear something else the next day. So you want to have like at least 2 to 3. So you're constantly wearing one, cleansing one, getting ready for the next day. So you've always got this cycle of going on. Hey, Miss Sandra. The next one I would say is doing a really good monthly or weekly cycle of cleansing, doing salt tubs and cleansing your energy off. It's one of those, the more you keep your energy cleansed off, the better off you're going to be. Some of the energy sprays can also help with that. So kind of energy sprays can really help with that as well. This one I happened to pick up is it's a new moon hand sanitizer. So any of that you're doing to keep your energy as cleansed as you possibly can, the better off you're going to be. So it doesn't have to be daily. For the salt tubs, it needs to be on a regular cycle though. Okay. Any other follow-up questions? You got it.
How do you amplify your energy so that you're crossing paths with positive people or people you want to be? Okay. So I would say that would really go into kind of expecting good things to happen. So always expecting, I always expect when I go to a restaurant to have the best waiter or waitress. I love when I have I want them to be friendly, but not be wanting to sit down at the table with me. Kind of a good, happy medium. I want them to get their stuff done and be really happy about it, because they're bringing my food. They're taking care of me. And so I want them to be really happy about that. But if you're trying to kind of cross paths with someone as well, think of it, that possibility is always out there. That possibility is always, they could walk around the corner. They could be knocking on the next door. They could be right around the thing. So keeping that positive energy, not like, oh, next year this will happen, next whatever will happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll meet my soulmate in 5 years. Please. They could be around the corner. I could meet them tonight. I could see them on the way home. Does that make sense? Like, don't push it off to even like next week or next month. You want to do it now. Like opening up that possibility. Like, I could see my soulmate when I leave here. I could cross paths with my soulmate when I'm on my way home. Any of that stuff is just amplifying that energy. So the more you keep it open, the more it's coming to you.
How can we use this Virgo moon to amplify the energy?
Virgo moons are really good about amplifying energy. Now, Virgos are all about love because you have the goddess of love in the Virgo moon. And so it's one of those, this is really going to be kind of amplifying love. So whatever you love, anything you love is going to be drawing to you. I love when I have the best waitress. I love when I meet my soulmate. I love when I find the perfect deal at a hardware store or whatever it is. Like, I love when this happens. Everything that you love is going to be drawn to you even faster. Does that make sense? Like, it's going to keep coming in. So Sandra online is asking, should we bless our food before we eat? Yes. I usually start with a prayer, and I kind of do it in my mind. I don't always do it like verbally, but I bless from wherever it came from. Like if it came from a farmer's market or whatever, that sort of thing. Every chain, every person that touched it, I bless them and their families and their lives forever. And so I'm always blessing that all the way through until it's on my plate. And I even when I'm making food, I also kind of amplify whatever energy you're feeling when you're cooking it is actually going into the food. So if you're angry, pissed off, or upset, that's what you're putting in your food. But if you're happy and excited about your next phase of life and what's coming up next, or just creative energy, that's what you're putting in there. It's going to be amplifying that energy. And then you're going to feed that to your family. So you're feeding your family love and respect and honor and amazing gifts. And that's a really, really good way to think about it. Any last minute questions? We're about a minute over. Anything else? Okay. Thank y'all so much. I thank you so much. And for joining me on St. Patrick's Day. I wore my green a little bit. I'm a green here. So I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. And I know that we'll be talking again soon.